Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of The Dark Reflection. Tonight in the city of Detroit, Priscus Anthony Castelliera is taking up temporary residence inside the Motor City Casino. He sent out a mass text message with the assistant of his retainer to any and all of the K-Knights that he's come to be familiar with in this city. Seems that, for the moment, only Shiloh of the Murder, Death, Kill Pack is going to make his appearance. Shiloh, we'll start with you at your apartment. The text message wasn't very specific, so I'll let you decide how you proceed to the casino.
He just shows up.
Okay. Oh, congratulations, we got Ian in. Ian, you've been given a text message by the Priscus. He's invited you to the Motor City Casino, and yeah, you'll have the address and which hotel room he's in. The text message is rather vague, so I'll let you proceed there.
Bruce, I'm gonna be bringing in Ray.
Excuse me? I'm sorry, broke up there, Charles. What'd you say? Going a little robot-y there. Okay.
Oh, that guy for a moment.
Visitor.
Hmm?
The Chiased Inquisitor.
Okay. All right. So we'll.
You mind for bringing?
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine. But you're still breaking up. You just might want to check your connection.
I may have to cut my camera off altogether, or cut Facebook off.
Well, you're clear now.
You're fine now.
Yeah.
I had to cut Facebook off.
Okay. Yeah, it's fine if you want to bring him in. All right. We'll say that. Does anybody want to arrive separately, or you guys happen to meet at the same time? It's up to you.
Monroe is coming from out of town, so he'd probably be alone.
Ray's is kind of in the same boat. He's having to come in separately because he was in Chicago last night.
Okay.
Separately, was in Chicago last night.
Everybody's coming from the same place, but coming separately.
Not everybody's taking the same mode of transportation.
All right. We'll say, Kyle, you'll arrive first.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure you'll just go to the concierge and just say that, you're a guest of so-and-so.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll direct you upstairs. When you get upstairs, you'll find the hotel room. I'm sure you'll knock on the door.
Mm-hmm.
And a very scrumptious-looking young lady that answers. You've probably seen her in passing. I'm not sure if you've actually got the chance to talk to her, but you do recognize that's the retainer of the prison. And she'll usher you in.
Smile politely. Permanent fangs and chuckle.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. Hello.
Okay. You'll see that the Priscus is kind of sitting on the couch, just watching the television, flipping through the channels. Oh, good evening, Lord Shiloh. Welcome. Come, take a seat.
He'll take a seat. How are you this evening?
Oh, I'm a little vexed. I'm sure you can understand why.
Absolutely.
So, we have a grave matter, many matters for that, on our hands.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you heard about the Archbishop, yes?
Yes.
And I am sure that, as I've heard this from Mac, something about the Bishop Aaron running astray.
Yeah, about that.
Could you give me your side of the situation, what you saw, and your interpretation?
When I aura perceived her, she seemed a little divided, would be a good word. Um, I'll also venture so far as to say that she is, according to most sources, a anathema for our cause.
Hmm. Yes, that is perhaps a blessing, perhaps a shame. This is what I want to talk to you about, and I'm glad that you have arrived here first. Our mutual friends of a certain outfit, I'm sure you know who I'm talking about.
Hmm.
I've discussed the matter with them, and with the predicaments that have fallen, considering that the executioner here confirmed dead, or, well, his whereabouts are unknown, and Bishop Aaron now being under trial. Um, I think it would be, if you saw it fit, that you step up and claim the diocese for yourself.
Would I have your support?
But of course, I would not suggest such a maneuver without my implicit support.
Shiloh will think it over.
And just to be a pain in the ass, that would be when a knock would come on the door.
Yes, the retainer, you'll see the same individual woman. She'll answer the door for you. You'll recognize her, and she'll welcome you in. And you'll see Shiloh with the Priscus sitting at the seat. You'll see the Priscus make a gesture to Shiloh, like waving something away. Oh, come in, Mr. Monroe. I'm glad you made it.
Step in, stand at lean against a wall.
No, please take a seat.
He'll take a seat.
There's quite a few people looking for you.
Looking for me.
Yes, you.
And its own cue, amorphous shadow will start to phase in through one of the walls and start taking the humanoid form. Um, a relatively tall 7-foot individual takes full form and he yanks a mask off and you can see him in all his blue and elfin glory. Yes, people want to speak with you, Monroe.
The Priscus is going to hold up a hand to the Inquisitor. If I just may ask him some preliminary questions.
Certainly, I didn't mean to be rude, Reverend. It's just, I've been pursuing infernalists and heretics for the past 3 nights.
And of course, we will remember.
Monroe would actually stand up and hold out his arms. I'm sure you guys might be a little more comfortable if you check me for weapons first.
Do you mean this hard?
No.
That's good enough for me.
Besides, Monroe, whatever weapons you could have would be ineffectual in this kind of august company. But thank you for the gesture. Now, Monroe, I understand that, well, at least from what I've heard, you have been involved in some curious activities. I'd like to believe, as someone whom I've shared the Vauldery with, Mac has shared the Vauldery with, that perhaps you were unaware of the true natures of these events that have taken place. So I'm going to ask you one question first, a very important question, at least to me. What did you observe the night the Archbishop disappeared?
He is quiet and contemplative for a moment.
Mhm.
Through my spirit speech, or it was not my spirit speech, sorry, through my spirit sight, I was able to glean pieces of information out of the ashes at both the church and the secondary site, which included a combat between him and another individual, which in both cases, I saw a couple of different scenes, because when you do it on a couple of different sets of ashes, you might see a scene slightly different. Uh, I'm sure if you know, if you have the Auspex ability, I'm sure you understand that. And some things may be misleading, but from what I could gather from the vast majority of the scenes that I saw was the Archbishop killed what attacked him, but took fatal injury from balefire.
I will have to think upon this a moment. Inquisitor, I will hand the questions over to you if I may ask some later once I've developed some new ones of my own.
May I ask a question?
Of course you may.
You said questionable activities. Which activities are you referring to?
Yeah, from what I have heard, you were with Bishop Aaron when the two of you had entered Chicago with the bishop's current dilemma. Well, we just want to know what type of activities you've been exposed to.
We also want to make sure you haven't been tainted.
Ask your questions. I'm an open book.
Is he lying about being an open book?
Sorry?
Is he lying about being an open book?
Nope.
Because my character can kind of automatically tell when somebody's lying or telling the truth.
Nope, he's being completely honest.
What dealings did you have with Erin and her siblings?
My dealings with her and her siblings were of attempting to learn new things, and an agreement that I had with her siblings to get her to separate them.
And this knowledge you wish to acquire, what was it?
The agreement to teach me how to fleshcraft myself so I could break some of this curse that is on me physically.
Mm-hmm. I had reports prior to coming into the city and coming into the region, as a matter of fact, of your activities. Were you not punished for having made deals with certain spirits and botched them?
Yes.
What was your punishment?
Was not capable of using my necromancy outside of war parties for a period of 3 months. Unless otherwise specifically permitted to.
Is necromancy your only form of blood magic?
No. However, I did hold that with both types of my blood magic.
I will question you in private in terms of what you can and can't do, so make sure you're not dealing with things you shouldn't. Sometimes infernalism can be slipped in without one knowing, in which case that entrancement can be rectified with simple penance. You understand, do you not?
Yes.
The one question I'm going to ask you right off the bat is, are you a heretic?
No.
He's not a heretic. I still wish to question privately, but it will not be a actual question.
That laugh is in
It won't
character.
be a true inquiry into whether or not he's a heretic. It'll just be simple questions on whether or not he can be possibly scouted in the future for missions.
So you mean you're going to torture him?
No, I'm not going to torture him, not this time. I have no reason to torture him. He's not a heretic.
But heresy is whatever you say it is it not?
Yes, but heresy is heresy.
Your logic is circular.
Heresy against the one above and heresy against our Father Cain is heresy. Capping with demons is heresy. Capping with spirits can be heresy.
Disagreeing with an inquisitor can be considered heresy. Whatever
No,
the inquisitor says is heresy.
no, but associating oneself with enemies of the set is treason, and which is tantamount to heresy.
Fair enough. We can agree on that point.
Do you think I would go out of my way just to claim somebody's a heretic, just to say they're a heretic, to have fun with it?
I don't know. I don't know you that way.
My authority comes straight from the region. I have you know it's authority I will not abuse.
I'm not questioning your authority.
Fair enough. I don't see what
However,
your issue is with me. Is it the fact that I am an inquisitor, or the fact you don't trust that I have the authority to execute even an archbishop or a cardinal should he step out of line?
Being of which I hope that you have the proper authority to do so. Indeed, heresy is heresy.
So we do our best to protect the good, wholesome members of the set against the threats that can truly fuck with them for the rest of eternity. Better to suffer a little pain during this life than in the next.
Concerning matters of the spirit, especially now with the destruction of the Archbishop's church. Also, we have lost a great deal of poems and lore, which will make the instruction of future brothers and sisters, even now, that are struggling with their path, that much more difficult. You see the Priscus turn to Monroe. Monroe, should the Inquisitor find you agreeable and righteous, this task I would ask you to pursue. Of course, I cannot command you to do anything, but more than ever now, the Sabbat needs its lore back. I can do my best to point you in the right direction, but I think it would further your own standing amongst the Sabbat if you took charge of reclaiming these poems of both the lore and certain mysticisms of the sect.
There's another task I would ask of you before we get to the questioning. I would like that ash that you found for my own investigation. Any evidence that you didn't burn, I would like to get my hands on.
I do not have any more. And the
Then why
church,
did you? Then why did you torch the church?
because it was tainted.
Why
So
didn't you
you,
call it? Why didn't you request Inquisition come and investigate?
Because I didn't know if the portal was still open.
Portal. What did you find?
He drew, yeah. He gives a thorough description of what was in the basement.
Sounds like somebody inverted one of our rituals and used it for infernalism. In your opinion, do you believe that the Archbishop was a heretic?
I cannot say either way. That's not for me to decide. However, the
You're
ground
free
is.
to remember the set. You have every right to make assumptions.
I do not have the evidence either way. However, the ground was tainted, which meant the entire building was tainted, and anybody who entered it could possibly have been tainted.
How neolistenable can I have traveled into that building during that night?
Ankle biter would probably be the best person to ask for that.
Are there any possessions of the Archbishop remaining that haven't been burned?
His sword. I believe his sword still exists.
Fair enough. Reverend, do forgive my outburst. I didn't mean to cut in on you. It's just I need things cleared up.
We are happy to oblige the Inquisition in matters that concern the sect's spiritual security. It is forgiven.
I also like to make the known that I plan to stay for. I'll plan to set down sticks here in Detroit, if you know what I mean.
We could use as many Sabbat willing to support the cause as is, which, if I may return to that matter at hand, gentlemen, with Bishop Aaron's actions, we have lost a very valuable tool in infiltration and observation of our enemy. Mac and I has worked out an agreement. He shall be my Templar, and he and I will oversee the reconnaissance of Chicago for the moment. Of course, you are free to do your own reconnaissance and assist him as you wish. However, since we have made an excursion already, we hope that we may shore up our defenses until we have reestablished our own strength in this city. Looking to Shiloh, and I hope, with your consideration, Shiloh, you may lead that charge in the defense.
It would be my honor.
I apologize for interrupting. I have two pertinent points of information. One, our infiltrators in Chicago may be problematic. We've already run into one problem with the infiltrators we have currently in Chicago.
Quick question. Another quick question. What should I do if I find the Archbishop's not dead?
Try him for heresy.
Fair enough.
He is a heretic.
Fair enough.
The Malkavian infiltrator that was sent into Chicago was a lying sack of shit.
Well, what do we do with liars in this sect?
Oh, he's already been dealt with. However, if he had fallen back, others may have. So we might want to be careful with the infiltrators we've already sent into Chicago.
Let me understand. Is he dead, or does he still live?
The Malkavian infiltrator has been destroyed, and I have added him to my strength.
Very well. Who under his command has infiltrated?
I'm sorry?
Who else was under his command during his infiltration?
This I do not know. I'm not privy to that information.
Well, again, Mac and I will deal with the reconnaissance. It would be beneficial if you screened through us what activity you may want to do in Chicago before you go. This way we can coordinate our efforts.
Of course. Also, sir, the burning down of the church was done at the request of one Bishop Aaron.
You'll see the Priscus look at the Inquisitor, like with that kind of look, like, oh, really?
If Aaron is responsible for killing the Archbishop, then, or responsible for his disappearance, then I can't do nothing to him if I find him, if he's alive. I would have to question him, of course, to make sure, and I would do the proper checks. But if I find him not guilty of heresy, and I don't have grounds to charge him with heresy, you do realize I have to put him back in position or let him go his way.
Of course, no one here is usurping the position of the Archbishop. Not him. But until his return, the Sabbat does need guidance. I think it would be wise if we encourage some of the younger members who are more active and progressive to take lead before we lose the city.
To be honest, I recommend that all ducti call a meeting with each other and see what they want to do, because right now they're the ones who have the political power in the city.
But of course, and you see the Priscus kind of display his hands out like, this is what this was for.
But the priests also need to have a meeting as well. Let's see who's active and who's been shirking their duties. They are the ones who have shirked are going to be tried for heresy, and they will be executed.
I will give them a warning of your displeasure.
Monroe would look at the Inquisitor. However, I do have an item that needs to be dealt with.
Oh?
Yes, a little bit ago I captured a item that that's of questionable origin. I was going to use it, but then thought better of it. I feel it'd probably be better to be turned over to you guys.
Tell you what, and after this meeting concludes, I'll give you an hour to meet me and bring the item to me for your next questioning. Like I said, I'm not going to torture you, and I have no plans to torture you, but I do want to make sure you haven't been tainted inadvertently.
Fair enough.
And of course, if the Archbishop's sword still exists, I would like to get my hands on that.
Monroe, you are becoming capable, at least so far in your prowess of combat, and your knowledge seems to be expanding. I would recommend that you form a pack under your own banner. Sorry, we'll just hold it for you.
Sorry about that, guys.
It's alright.
Can
Yeah,
you repeat that? Sorry.
Hmm?
Can you repeat that, please? Sorry.
Yeah, the Priscus just said that he gave you some praise, saying that he has noticed your capability in combat and dedication to the war effort. He's just recommending maybe you should head your own pack.
Eval said, thank you for the praise. I will find some individuals. I've already noticed a few individuals, but I shall endeavor to start one of my own.
Oh. It is unfortunate not too many of your brothers and sisters could attend tonight, but if you happen to see them in the passing, tell them that it would be in their best interest to pay me a visit.
Proskus, are you aware of the demonic incursion that happened this few cities over.
I'm sorry, the what incursion?
The demonic incursion that happened a few cities over.
No, I was not aware.
The entire town was devoured by demons.
Did we lose any of our own?
Nope.
Well, I suppose then demonic matters are not my privy, but if you have any suggestions in which to halt any incursion, if this presence shall encroach upon Detroit, please let me know and I will do what I can to help you there.
I recommend
Oy
that blood
vey.
mages.
I might have some information on that.
I recommend that all blood mages come speak with me at the earliest convenience to make sure that they're safe.
I might have some information on that.
Ratting people out, are we?
Hmm?
Ratting people out, are we?
Yeah, I'm not the KGB. Right away.
He literally says that, like, really? Like,
If you don't want to hear what I have to say, I'll just be quiet.
By all means.
he's going, OOC real quick. Shiloh is going to be snarky. Because he does not like this person. He is going to challenge
And
him.
Monroe is going to meet you head for head on that one.
Okay. But yeah, please continue.
Or you don't have to speak, but I will learn about it eventually.
I'm sure you will.
Well, Monroe, do you wish to share?
I don't know if it's even useful.
All information is useful. It depends on how you can use this question.
Ian's having a hard time remembering all the details. It's been a hard last few days. On the trip back through
I had it written down myself. Lakewood,
were we coming back from
Cleveland.
Cleveland. While I was heading back from Cleveland, there was an incident on the roadside, and there's this weird individual.
Oh,
I think I witnessed what you're talking about.
Hold on a sec, guys.
if you would prefer to, we can speak about this on privates.
Sure, yeah. Mostly because Charles can help Ian augment Ian's memory.
I don't know, shot through a lot of stuff at you that night. I think I ran like, what, 4 scenes that night?
Yeah, let's do that.
By any chance were you on the crossroad or anything like that?
Yep.
Hey guys, I gotta go. Just keep the scene running, and whenever you guys want to call it quits, I'll just end it afterwards.
If you want to get into now and just like me hang out, we can pick it up.
Yeah. But as far as your question, he's going to agree.